everyone. This is Purity Clays, aka Skater Conster, with a clay station update and how I organize my clay. So I must say that if you are any kind of crafter, whether it be a jewelry maker, polymer clay, candles, soap, stitching, sewing, regardless, you notice that your supply expands a lot and you need to constantly upgrade to have room for all of your supply. And as you can see, I've obviously upgraded since last time. I've gone from just plain old Tupperwares to an actual system where I store all of my stuff. And in this video I'll talk to you about what all I've gotten and what I've done to upgrade since then, and where I've gotten these supplies and everything else. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got a new clay conditioner or pasta roller and a polymer clay oven. These two things I scored. What had happened is my friend saw an ad on Craigslist, and she had a bunch of things like this clay conditioner, the oven, a bead rack, a bead roller, and a bunch of clay, and all sorts of things, all for 35 bucks that she was trying to get rid of. This clay conditioner looks like it's only been used once, and same with the oven. So these are the two things that I scored on that Craigslist ad. So if you're looking for some good deals rather than paying full price for your supplies, I suggest you check out your local Craigslist. I did have to travel to get this, but it was totally worth it in the long run. I got probably like $500 worth of supply for 35 bucks. So as you can see, this little black thing I used to use it as an entertainment stand before I had upgraded my room, and it doesn't have any shelves in it, so I was planning on getting rid of this, but now I don't have to, now that I have a good place to store all my supply. And so I have this clay conditioner clamped to the station, so that way whenever I need to condition some clay or roll some out, I can just go ahead and do it. So it was a good deal, and I was really glad to find such a good deal on this. And of course the Amaco polymer clay oven. Now this is really cool, and I share an apartment with my father, and instead of just using our regular oven, we can save on power bills and just use this oven instead. So it's pretty nifty. And as you can see down here, I have these little stackable storage bins. I got all of these from the Dollar Tree, and I started off with, like I said, some trashy Tupperwares, and it just wasn't doing it for me, so I needed a good storage system. I was looking at like storage drawers and stuff, and they're just way too expensive, and no one can really afford that, especially when your supply tends to expand. So let me show you some of the things that I have stored in these bins. So I do have these organized in category. This one, I have just some messy items such as, your googly eyes, glitter tubs, glitter packets. I have food coloring in gel form and some Scribbles paint. In another one, I have some Sculpey glazes that I got in that Sculpey glazes that I got in that Craigslist offer. I've never used these before, and I haven't used them yet. because I've kind of already converted to my own glaze, so I haven't bothered trying it yet. I do have some A6000 glue. I have some clear Elmer's glue for some of the bottling effects that I do. And then I have very basic paints and super glues. In this container I have my open polymer clays. I like to separate the ones that aren't open yet with the ones that I have opened. So those are all in here. Then I have my findings box. I have some pins. I have cell phone charm strings. I have velvet bracelet cord. I have some key rings, some large jump rings, some clasp chains for the keychains, some more key rings, uncharmed belly button rings, and then I have glass bottles without breaking them. I have waxed necklace cord, some spring clasps, some eye pins, lobster clasps, little tiny nails, and jump rings, and some hemp yarn. And in here I have some very basic tools. I have my clay cutters, I have my cake decorating tips that I use for the whipped cream effects. I have some amazing mold putty molds that I've already made. I have a a bead roller. I have some letter molds, a little container of extra blade. And that's what I have in there. In here I have some open clay that I received from the lady that I bought from Craigslist in here, and it's, you know, just stuff that she used that I haven't used yet, but this is all open scrap clay. And in here I have a tub of my unopened clay. So as you can see, I've got like some translucent, some whites and blacks, and terracotta colored Sculpey. And some of these packages I've obtained from some of my friends that don't use polymer clay anymore. And then I got the tiny pieces of variety that's all lined up in here that I haven't opened yet. Sometimes you find yourself having more supply than you need, but it's good to save that kind of stuff. Okay, so in the blue bins I have my very basic tools for cutting and painting. I have one of those extruders. This was obtained by a friend, and he did not take care of his stuff at all. So I need to figure out a way to clean this out before I ever use it. I have some crappy pliers. I have some of the instruction booklets for some of the things I have, like my resin and amazing mold putty and my bead rack and roller. I have my metal tools, straight edge razors, and then I have my basic plastic tools and some emery boards and some plastic roller. So this is what I have in this bin. This bin I have my baby wipes in. And it keeps them fresh. And here is kind of miscellaneous. I have my little tiny plastic bags. I have lighters that are not covered. And then I have some bounce putty for squishy clay, or squishy charms, or anything squishy related. And in this little box I have my glazes. So let me explain this to you. I don't know of a lot of people that use the triple thick spray version. Now I started off using the triple thick brush on glaze, and I don't know, I just I don't really care for it. I found myself to use this, and then it had leave brush strokes. It left kind of a boogery residue, and it was like gummy, and it would get chunky, and it was hard to get a successful glaze that looked neat every time. But as soon as I buy this, I have no brush strokes, everything goes on easy, it doesn't have any residue, and I just like this way better. Yeah, it stinks, but just go outside, put down a foundation, and use that instead, and it looks really nice. And I started making dolls, and it's hard to use this because it ruins the detail and it leaves like a residue on it, but with the dolls I can spray this on and it looked like it came straight out of a factory. So I'm better off using this from now on rather than the brush on. So the other things is my bead rack and pieces of pop-up tin foil. Now in the bigger boxes are my liquids, such as my resin materials. Just making sure there's no sticky stuff at the bottom. Yeah, I'm fine. This stuff gets pretty messy. And then I have my Alex Plus Caulk that I use for a whipped cream effect, and my Amazing Mold Putty. I've got my Sculpey Bacon Bond and translucent. So that's what I have in this little tub. In this little box I have some miscellaneous items such as stickers. I have old Foursquare cards that I use to mount my jewelry on and package it at popsicle sticks, and then pieces of foam sheets. And I like to use the foam sheet as a foundation for my spray-on glaze, because if you use paper, your clay will get stuck to the paper and tear it off, and then the paper's stuck on there for life. So with the foam sheets, I like to lay down because the clay doesn't stick to it after you spray on the glaze. In this box I have all of my creations. Some of them are unfinished as the jewelry, you know, and then got my cell phone charms, my lighters, a couple charms like this lemon cookie. This was a demonstration on how to do frosting without Whipple clay or whatnot. A few pieces of my experimental resins and charm bracelets. Everything you can think of is all in here. And then of course I've got my belly button jewelry that I made. So that's what's in there. And along with the Craigslist offer, I received a beginner's guide to creating with clay, and that is by Becky Mervidens. Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to watching my update, and subscribe and ask me as many questions as you want, comments, and everything else. Okay, thanks guys.